Guys, in this video we're actually going to get our hands dirty. Like, we're going to sit down, I'm going to bear it all and say it how I'm really feeling it, because small YouTubers go through a lot, especially in Nigeria. So many of us like to watch YouTube videos because we want to be informed, we just want to laugh and gist, we just want to basically take the stress off. But then while watching these videos, we don't get to think about the efforts that go into making the videos, ranging from creating content to video editing to spending money on data, the time, and all of that. So all these things are what contribute to the stress on creating content on YouTube. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Ibadan, and I can tell you for a fact that it has been very challenging to be a YouTuber in this day and age. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about all my struggles. I'm going to really tell you the way it is. There's no painting it and making it look good. I'm going to tell you how I am feeling it. And you guys are probably saying that, why am I covering my eyes this night? Guys, I haven't had sleep in like maybe 2 days. I haven't had good sleep, so my eyes look dull. And in order to just save you guys the stress of asking me what's going on when you see my eyes, I decided to cover it up. So guys, if this is the kind of content you're interested in, please stay to the end of this video. A complete video if I do not tell you guys to please hit the subscribe button and also turn on post notifications so that you'll be the first to get alerts when I post new videos. I also want to appreciate my returning subscribers for always being here. I know some of you just come here and watch the videos and go, but some of you do not subscribe. So please, if you are part of those people that just watch and go, please consider subscribing, liking, and also dropping a comment. Thank you so much as you do so. So in this video, I actually came with my daughter and my book. I listed out all the things that I have faced as a Nigerian YouTuber since I started in November 2020. Everybody knows that a lot of people started creating content on YouTube in 2020 because of the lockdown. Like, a lot of people were at home doing nothing, so they decided to start their YouTube channels. Many of them started early, but me, I'm a late comer. I started in November 2020, so yeah, it's better late than never, right? Yes. So I'm going to be outlining the items. Like I told you, I'll be looking down at my jotter because I made a list. I'm going to be outlining the issues that I face as a Nigerian YouTuber based in Ibadan. The first one is the fact that Nigeria is not vlog friendly. Imagine me going on the streets of Ibadan and with a camera in my hands, like I'm using my phone and I'm vlogging, and people are like, please don't put me on camera, please don't video me. Why do you want to video me? You want to go and put me on Insta blog? And then people are just, you know how it is in Nigeria, like everybody is just scared, like, why are you putting a camera in my face? So in other countries it's probably better, but in Nigeria it's a struggle. So when you want to vlog, there's some places that will tell you explicitly, I don't want your cameras in here, I don't want your phone, I don't want you making videos. You're not allowed to do that. So Nigeria is not a place that really appreciates vlogs and YouTubers. Like, I don't think Nigerians are YouTube itself is recognized as a full-time job, but some people actually do that in other countries. Like, they take YouTube as a full-time job, but here in Nigeria it doesn't happen like that. So it just seems like you are a jobless person and you're looking for a hobby or something to pass away time. That's how many people see it in Nigeria. So that's why it's one of the challenges I face, because I think about myself now. Imagine me going to the market to buy some stuff, and next thing I pull out my phone and I'm trying to video you guys and ask you, like, why is it so expensive? And so many other things. They don't look at me like, who is this one? This one is just moving mad. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason is the fact that I don't get enough views. So many people do a lot of things to trend on YouTube. For example, there was a time that these Port Harcourt YouTubers were all over the place. That once you open YouTube, you see, if it's not Dinah Ekweme, it's Nello, KK, Adeze Space, or all those Port Harcourt YouTubers, or Wodemaya. All these people are the kind of people that when you talk about them, you trend. So a whole lot of small YouTubers just jumped on the trend. If you know you want people to watch your videos, just put Nello KK's picture or Dinah Ekweme or Adeze Space, and automatically, if you used to have like 10 views or 11 views, you will just probably skyrocket to 1,000 views or over. So yes, not having enough views, it could be discouraging, because you actually sit down, take your time to create the content. You first of all think about it. Think about it carefully to be sure that it's the kind of content that your viewers or your audience will like. And when you finish thinking about it, you come sit down, make a video, probably do a vlog, probably go out and take pictures and add to the video, and then you come back, sit down and start editing, thinking about the sounds, where to crop this and crop that, what information you want to take out, that background noise that you want to take out. So the video editing part, it's not a joke. And then after you do all these things, you do not get views. You just probably get 15 to 16 views for those who even get up to that. So it's frustrating being a new YouTuber. But for those who are already established, they just need to come to YouTube and smile, and then next thing you see 10,000 views, 11,000 views, 20,000 views, because they're already established. But nobody wants to take a chance on the new YouTubers, so they just look at it like, how many subscribers? 200, and then they move away. So yes, that's like the second challenge I faced, not having enough views. I even had one of someone came to tell me that yes, I watch some of your videos, but I'm not subscribed. I just watch the ones that I find interesting and then I go away. So it's really hard to get people to subscribe and watch your videos and get enough views. So another issue is the video quality of your vlogs, of your videos. For some people, they have cameras, they have these really expensive cameras, they have all their gadgets, they have large ring lights and stuff. But as a new YouTuber, like, I am still struggling. You don't expect me to use all my life savings to go and buy a very big digital camera and mount it in front of my face, a tripod, or what else do they even buy when you're filming? Basically get a room dedicated to having your vlogs. It's actually very, very expensive to be a YouTuber, because you need some specific kind of equipment to be able to vlog, to be able to make good videos. So for someone like me, I vlog with my phone. I don't think I have gotten to the level where I need to get a camera. Getting a camera is not a bad idea, but I don't think that's one of my priorities now. So when you look at the video quality of my vlogs, and when you look at other people's, you probably can compare and say, oh yes, their own quality, their own video quality is way higher than my own. But for my level, this is where I am at this moment, and I am accepting it. So there's no competition to want to have a very expensive equipment set to film my videos. So yes, that's one of the challenges. So because I vlog with my phone, I'll probably expect that the video quality will be lower at this point until when I upgrade. The prayer is to actually upgrade. Then yes, I think I already mentioned, okay, lighting, filming equipment and stuff. I already mentioned all of that. Then guys, yes, I'm still reading from my book. Then talking about the noise in Nigeria. Guys, this one, I don't think I need to spend too much time explaining the kind of noise that we get to deal with here in Nigeria. If it's not generator noise, it's just one person that is moving mad and shouting from somewhere, or maybe your neighbor has a bingo, like mine has a bingo. My neighbor has a dog. So sometimes when I'm vlogging, I hear the dog barking, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go out and tell this dog to keep quiet, or what? Like, how exactly am I supposed to get a quiet place? I'm inside my house. It's not like I'm vlogging on the street. If I was vlogging on the street and I'm hearing all that noise, I'm like, okay, yes, I understand that I'm outside, so any background noise I get from outside, it's okay, it's fine. But then I'm inside my house, and then it's either my neighbor's gen, or my own gen, or my neighbor's dog, or someone who's just shouting on the street. So it's a struggle to actually get a quiet place to sit down and vlog without having any kind of distractions or interruptions and stuff. Then another issue is lighting. For example, I could be vlogging probably in the night, and then NEPA takes the light. Okay, my case is even a bit better because I have an inverter in my house. So then I can always, the inverter is always on, so I don't have to suffer about, I don't have to think about the fact that the light might go off at any point in time. But for other small YouTubers like me who may not have inverters, this is what we get to face. Like when NEPA takes the light, is gone, and then you have to film in the daytime just to avoid having all these light electricity issues. So moving on to the next point, yes, another issue that small YouTubers like me face is internet. Internet is not cheap in Nigeria. Buying data, like, some people find themselves buying data like 3-4 times in a month, and they're probably wondering, like, is there anybody that is using this data with me, or I'm just the only one? Like, imagine on a normal day, even when you are not a heavy data consumer, you just do your normal stuff, browse through Instagram, watch a few movies on Netflix or any other movie apps that you have, and before you know it, your data is gone. Not to talk of when you consume data heavily, like being a YouTuber, having to upload videos that will be like 1 gig or 700 and something MB, 500 and something MB, depending on the length of the video or the video quality, the file, the weight of the file. So it's a challenge to be able to upload videos when you have to spend so much on data. Now, for someone like me that's not monetized yet, it's like, why am I just suffering myself? I take my time to make all these videos and I upload them, and my data is going, and I know at the end of the month there's no there's no money, there's no dollar coming into my account. So it could be discouraging, but of course I'll keep encouraging myself that at some point in this journey I'll get monetized, and yes, all of this will not get to pepper me as much as it's peppering me right now. So which other point? Yes, with video editing, a lot goes into it. Before now, I would just go to YouTube and keep watching. I would binge watch from now to tomorrow, and I didn't necessarily have to think about how did these guys even do this thing. Like, how did they get to edit videos and make them come out so good? Like when you're starting a video and then you put that subscribe thing that does ping, and then the red subscribe button comes up and it makes all those sounds. Like, it was just normal to me. I didn't used to think too deeply about it, but now that I actually have to do it, I'm like, wow, so this is what these guys used to do. Like, they will take their time and edit all these things, and then the video comes out looking perfect. Like, now I truly understand. So if I ever said anything horrible about any YouTuber, I'm sorry, because you guys are doing a lot. Like, because I'm into it now, so I can relate. I actually have to sit down, like join like 2 or 3 4 videos, cut this one, add this one from here, remove this one. I even had to take courses in video editing. Yes, like I realized that it's something that I love doing, so of course I have to learn how to do it very well. So yes, I had to take a course in video editing, and after I did all of that, I'm still struggling. I will not tell you that I am a pro, because sometimes people just chat me and be like, okay, there's some lapses in your video. I heard your phone ding ching during the video. How come that sound came in? And so many things, like people still point out my errors to me while encouraging me at the same time. So guys, you know that I'm not a pro. I'm still learning. There's still, like, when I watch my videos of way back then, like when I say way back, it feels like it's been like 2-3 years. Like November last year when I started, and I look at my videos today, there's an improvement. There's an immense improvement, because I've learned a lot of things and my videos are beginning to look more put together. So yes, one thing I'm happy about in doing this YouTube journey or business is that I'm learning stuff. Like now I learned how to create my thumbnail. I think my very first video, I just uploaded it like that. There was no YouTube thumbnail. And for those who don't know what a YouTube thumbnail is, it's basically that picture that's like on the cover of the video. Like when you go to YouTube, the cover picture, the very attractive cover picture that makes you want to actually watch the video. So if that thumbnail is not attractive, it doesn't look good, it might not necessarily catch the attention of whoever is going to potentially watch it. So yes, I learned how to use Canva a whole lot to design thumbnails and stuff, apart from the fact that I used the Canva app to do other things in my business. So yes, YouTube has taught me a lot. Like, imagine me, I now know how to edit these videos. It's not even a joke. Like, YouTube is serious business. So when people just look at you for fun, they'll be like, it's not just passing time. It's actually serious business. It's actually a training of its own. So when I see Nigerian YouTubers saying they want to do master classes and they charge you and collect money on the A to Z of YouTube, before I'll be like, it's a knowledge you have, why would you want to collect money? But now I understand that some of them paid to learn these things. So if they decide that they want to charge people some amount of money to share this knowledge, trust me, it's all right. There's nothing bad there. In fact, to be worth it, maybe one of these days, maybe when I get to that point where I feel like, okay, I'm getting to be a pro, I'll probably hold a masterclass, and I hope you guys are going to attend. Okay, that being said, I don't know if there are any more challenges I haven't talked about here. Yes, I think I already talked about getting subscribers. Yes, it's an issue. People just watch and go, but they do not bother to subscribe. Not necessarily because they have anything against you, but they just feel like, why should I subscribe? I can always come back to watch whatever I want to watch. But please, if you are watching this, subscribe to my video, please. I'm not even going to be shy about this. I'm begging you guys. I'm not going to pretend. Please subscribe. I want you guys to subscribe and watch my content. Then another thing, maybe probably the last thing I'm going to talk about here, is the challenge of creating content. Like, there's some days you just go blank, like you're like nothing. You find out that in a week, 2 weeks, you've not posted anything. You're like, ideas are not just coming to you, like your head has literally just wiped out. It happens, like it happens to me, and then I just stay away from YouTube. While there are some times where you are just filled with a whole lot of information, like you have a lot of things you want to say, but you're not just in the mood. Most times YouTube actually works with your mood. If you are happy, like you're just in a very jolly mood, like the last video I think I uploaded, or 2 videos ago, I just came back from the cinema, so I was pumped. I enjoyed the movie I watched. I was like, why not? I'm in the mood, so let me just create a video and upload. And I did it. But after then, like, some days I just wake up and be like, I beg. There even sometimes that I would maybe make some short videos, some short vlogs, and decide that okay, later I'll just coin everything together and upload, and then I just lose motivation. I'm like, who cares? Okay, so I went to the cinema. Whose business is that? Okay, so I went to the market to buy something. Why would anybody want to watch it? Don't they go to markets in their own houses? So why do you think your own content is going to be special? So sometimes I struggle with all those doubts, like, what's the guarantee that if I upload this content that somebody actually wants to watch this? What are with those people that will come and tell you that what happened? I haven't seen your video in a while. Oh, keep it up. Oh, you're doing fine. There'll always be those people that will encourage you, and then they're the ones that they just watch, and they're probably admiring what you do, but they would never come and tell you, oh babes, you're doing a good job, I like what you're doing. So it happens. There are so many things that can frustrate you in this YouTube. Like, as I'm talking to you now, I just got a notification that my data is almost exhausted, and of course I have to buy another one. And guys, I bought data yesterday. Like, yeah, that's the life of a content creator. So I know that for now it's going to be quite difficult, but at the same time I am patting myself on the back and telling myself that I'm doing fine. I'm not doing so badly, and I'm going to continue. I see people come here to make videos and then they'll title it, I'm quitting YouTube, and then people come and start telling them, don't quit. No, we enjoy your content. I'm not going to put that stuff on you guys. I'm not quitting YouTube. I might take a break occasionally, like when I feel like I'm having too much, I might take a break, but quitting YouTube, I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future. But for now, guys, I am here with you people. So those of you who have watched this video, I'd like to know what you think. If you're a new YouTuber, if you're a small YouTuber and you're experiencing all these things, if you're having challenges, how have you dealt with these challenges? What are your challenges basically? I'd like to know in the comment section. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big like and thumbs up. Okay, like and thumbs up are the same thing. I keep making that mistake. Okay, fine. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like the video and drop a comment in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe and share my videos, please. Okay, that's all I have for you on this episode of challenges I face as a Nigerian YouTuber, as a small YouTuber. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a nice day.